Welcome, beautiful replay viewers. If you would like to take the first few minutes to skip through to find out why intuitives are natural born storytellers and why that's not so great for relationships and how to turn that around, then please feel free to do so. My name is Tiffany Cressara. Welcome, everyone. This is the Transformational Truth of Tarot TV show. So I used to read tarot on TV, but it was edited and exploited. So I thought, no, I can't have that. Instead, I'm going to make my own Transformational Truth of Tarot TV so that I can say whatever the F I want to you and help you to be empowered rather than exploited. Sound good? I hope so. Let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Tiffany Cressara. I am an inner transformation specialist, author, and courage catalyst. I help intuitives tune back into themselves. I stand for the intuitive that doesn't feel worthy really and feels a bit lost and like they've got something magical inside of themselves, but they don't know how to get it out. And so that's what I do. I help you tune back into yourself so that you can have the purpose, the passion, and the partnerships that you wanted when you first began the spiritual path. And I do that in a way where you will no longer people please, compromise your needs, or suppress them. And I do it in a way that is very, how can we say, fun rather than frustrating, magical rather than maddening, and exciting rather than exhausting. I'm sure that you've probably had those occasions of lots and lots of therapy or exhausting years and emotions coming up and you can't get any further because it's just so exhausting going into all of that stuff. So I stand for a way that you can actually get faster results in a much more fun way. I do this through my work in the Transformational Truth of Tarot and outuition. So you won't find me doing predictive readings here. That was my past life, okay? And I will be educating you on what the transformational truth of tarot is. So what's the difference between using tarot transformationally and using tarot predictively? And I will also be educating you on what is intuition and what is outuition. So these are my two programs. Is about learning how to use your intuition with transformational tarot. My main one is the Transformational Truth of Tarot, and I show up there firstly because that's from my paid community, and I show up secondly for my group on Facebook, Inner Transformation with Tiffany Cressara. Today we are, hey Leslie, hey Julia, good to see you here. Really appreciate you being here. So I'd like to know, actually, let's just put this question out. I can see that there's a few more people that are joining us, and I'd love to know who you are and whether you feel like you are someone that maybe talks a little bit too much, that you know that actually you have a vivid imagination and you have a gift with being able to tell stories, but actually what happens is rather than connection, there's a disconnect somewhere. I want to know if you resonate at all with that. So give me a 1 to 10 in the comments, 10 being I totally resonate with feeling like I talk too much, I have a great imagination, I'm brilliant at stories, I have a gift with it, but actually there's a disconnection somewhere. And yeah, 10 is like, I resonate with that, totally, Tiff, absolutely. Chuck a 10. If you are at a 10 with that, or a 9 or an 8, so a 0 would be like, Tiff, I don't resonate with you at all. And if you don't resonate with me at all, then there's no point you being here for this live. It would be a waste of your time because this live is about why you as an intuitive are a natural storyteller and why that's so bad for relationships. And I'm going to take you through 5 learning points today in particular. So those learning points are, number 1, I have to look at my list here. How, as an intuitive, you need to learn not to edit. All will be explained. So just keep that in mind. Number 2, the 2 issues not editing cause in relationships. Number 3, why you need to learn to story ask rather than story tell. Number 4, how to use story for connection rather than disconnection. And number 5, the transformational truth of the hero's journey stroke tarot and how to activate your own hero heroine journey. Okay, sound good? I hope so. Let's go for it. Okay, so 7. Okay, so anything over above 5 and you're kind of going to get something from today. And obviously the more higher up you are of the scale, the more that you're going to get something from today. You might still get something even if you're at a 0, particularly if you're interested in the tarot and how to use it transformationally and the archetypes and the hero's journey, then you will still get stuff at the end. Hello, Marie. Good to see you here. Okay, just in time. So let's get cracking. If there is anyone you think should be seeing this, please tag them or share the video. I really appreciate that because I stand for intuitives that don't feel worthy, that have a wound in the self-esteem. And it is actually my belief completely that it's only when we do our own inner transformational work on healing the self-esteem that actually the wound in the world heals. Everything would heal. There would be no icky stuff at all. Okay, and that's really what my work is about. So the transformational tarot is my vehicle to do that. Okay, let's get going. So number 1, how you as an intuitive need to learn not to edit. So what I mean by that is when I am teaching my students in the Transformational Truth of Tarot how to read tarot or how to activate their channel, it's not even about reading tarot. It's about being able to get out of your way, to connect with your imagination, to tell the stories and to allow that to flow through. You first have to learn not to edit. Because if you're editing, it's not coming through you, okay? So first of all, you have to learn not to edit. But then when you get into connection with another being, if you are still in that place of not editing, a lot of things can go a little bit AWOL. And I'm just going to show you, I'm going to pull up my 10 symptoms of using your intuition as outuition. So I'm just going to share my screen because that will help you to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so bear with me a moment. All right, so yeah, so basically we've been doing lives. Each of my lives have addressed one of these symptoms, which are the 10 symptoms of using your intuition, which I was talking to you about earlier, as outuition. So you're tuning out of yourself into someone else. And when that happens, you get over emotional misunderstandings, you feel everything really acutely, you struggle to know your own reality because you're actually picking up on other people's stuff, and you make assumptions that cause drama. Now, this is the one we're doing today, really, is making assumptions that cause drama. That's the problem with when you've been connected to the universe, and you need to be connected to the universe in that place of not editing, right? In order to get the message, in order for it to come through, but it's the delivery of that message that can be an issue, okay? Number 1 reason why is because your nature as an intuitive is to transgress boundaries. you are in a way being a translator for the universe and the person in front of you if they've asked you to be. Okay, that's another layer. Maybe they haven't, and even when they have asked you to be, you could still overstep their boundaries. And so if you're really in the flow of that story because you're a natural storyteller, you could be making a lot of assumptions. Number one, because you are assuming that the story that you have told yourself is real. We've all done this. We've all taken offense at something when really it was the story that we told ourselves that caused the offense. It wasn't in reality what happened. So that's one of the issues. And the other one is what Pia Melody, who really helped me understand what was going on in my own life as an intuitive, and really was pivotal in my journey to be able to express to you things to do with intuition and outuition. She actually classifies people as shit asses or tight asses, okay? And generally speaking, storytellers are shit asses. And let me explain. A shit ass is somebody that puts their stuff all over someone else, okay? Someone that talks too much, someone that doesn't edit, someone that transgresses boundaries, someone that doesn't take into consideration a two-way connection, and that there is a boundary and there does need to be things like permission, okay? So this is probably why you are starting to see now why as intuitives it's not actually necessarily that easy to have relationships. You might be there thinking, but I'm empathic and kind and loyal and loving. Yes, but you might also be a shit off. Sorry to say it, but it is something to think about. So the secret is to not edit what comes through you. And that is so true. It's really important not to interpret or edit what comes through you, but in the way that you communicate it, you edit in the way that you ask for permission and you state that you are only receiving, you're only saying what is coming through you. So you're not convinced of the story either, yes? And you say everything. So you might be like, well, I'm not sure if I'm projecting, but this. So you don't edit in that way, but you make sure that you ask for permission and you frame it in a way where you're saying the story that I'm telling myself, the thing that I'm receiving is. And those are the keys. There's two little powerful keys there that will make sure that you are neither suppressing your natural storytelling gifts or overstepping the mark and becoming a shit ass in your relationships. Okay, so that is what number 2 was about, the 2 issues this causes in relationships. We've just done that. And why you need to learn to ask, not tell. So be a story asker, not a storyteller. We've just covered that as well. So we've got 2 points left. And point 4 is, let me know if you resonate or if you have any questions or if you've got any dilemmas or situations that you would like my help on, and I will come to the comments after I've gone through these 2 points, okay? So how to use story for connection rather than disconnect. We've just spoken about that too, but it leads into the last point, number 5, which I want to show you as well. I'm just going to need to stop the screen share and then screen share again. Another thing for you, so bear with me. It's just coming now. La, la, la. Here we go. Right. Let's see if I can make that bigger. Oh, I've made that so big now. I've lost you completely. So let's see if I can just make it bigger this way. Okay. So you can see this. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. This picture on the left. is The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. And it's an archetypal story of a hero. It could be any hero, just it's behind every good book, every good story, every good film. So Luke Skywalker, Frodo, whoever you want to see here, whatever your favorite film is, just think of that hero now. And he is here, which I call the Fool in tarot, and you'll see why. But I like to use Frodo as an example because he is like the Fool. He is the typical Fool, and he has that call to adventure, and he meets the mentor, and he crosses the threshold, and he goes through this initiation and returns changed, and that is his hero's journey. And we resonate with The Lord of the Rings or any other good film or good story or good book because we connect with it. It's our journey of life, and this is where storytelling can be a really powerful connector. And this is where it is amazing with tarot. If you get on the map of soul evolution, this is the soul evolution journey, and walk the tarot this way, then you really are getting on your hero's journey. So this is how you can do the transformational truth of your own hero's journey. And we go through this in my program, The Transformational Truth of Tarot. You actually get to live your hero's journey and clear all of your stuff. And the reason that you can do that is because the Major Arcana Zero Fool is at the beginning. You can't really see it that clearly here, but it's numerically in order. The tarot goes 0, the Fool, which is the start and call to adventure. Number 1, meeting the mentor. So with Frodo, that was Gandalf, right? And then 2, he crossed the threshold, which is the high priestess and the witchy lady, I can't remember her name, and leaving the Shire, and so on. They are actually numerically in complete and utter order. And I do believe that Joseph Campbell got the hero's journey from the Fool's journey. So that is how you can work with transformational tarot. And obviously you're kind of probably there going, well, how do I actually do that? And we haven't actually spoken about that, but somewhere down the line, I'll do some more lives to explain a little bit more. But I wanted to just let you see that actually the tarot is more than a predictive tool. It has a soul evolutionary map on it. And when you get on it, you go on this hero's journey. And that's the work that we do in the Transformational Truth of Tarot, in case anybody was wondering what the difference is with transformational tarot and predictive tarot and how you actually do it. I'm giving you a little bit of a glimpse of what we do in the Transformational Truth of Tarot. Okay. All right. So there we go. That is how you can activate your own. And those of you that have been following me on Instagram or mainly Instagram, and also my biz page, you'll see that I'm actually journeying and doing this journey at the moment, but with the cups. So it doesn't actually end at the Major Arcana, and that's the magic of the tarot. It can really help to get you in touch with who you are. Yes. And I'm going to look now and see if anybody has anything they want to say or anything they want to ask. I will summarize and it will give you a chance to get any questions in. So today we've learned why intuitives make great storytellers and why that's so bad for relationships. How, as an intuitive, you need to learn not to edit. The 2 issues this causes in relationships, why you need to learn to become a story asker rather than a storyteller, how to use story for connection rather than disconnection. It can provoke disconnection the more that you say, but we don't want you to suppress yourself either. So we're getting that sweet spot. This is a bit about hitting that sweet spot. And the transformational truth of the hero's journey, or the transformational truth of tarot, why it is so powerful for transformation, and how it's got the soul evolutionary map on it and how to get on it. Although we haven't done a lot on that, I will do some more lives about that in the future, particularly if people want to know. Okay, so hi Michelle, good to see you. Hi Faith, good to see you too. And Michelle is saying she's been missing from the platform. Oh, I hope you had a wonderful retreat, Michelle. No worries, you can just catch it on the replay because we are about to end now. And Leslie says, I so get that. Heal your wound and heal the wound of the world. Absolutely. That's exactly what the work is about. So on that note, I just want to show you this. If you are in a place at the moment where you know that something needs to change because your relationships aren't going right, you're feeling unfulfilled, you're lost, your purpose, your passion, your partnerships is all going wonky, and you know it's not going to change until you do, and you're ready to do the work, then please do come through on this connection, this link here on the screen, and I will put it in the post for you as well. It's to apply for a free call with me. I'll take you through the 10 symptoms of intuition on that call. We'll get very clear about where you're resonating on them, what ones are big flashing lights for you. We'll work out a 3-step plan for you to start turning it around instantly. And we'll also be looking at the long term, what you need in the long term, and whether it's time to actually say, you know what, I am worthy and it's time for me to sort this shizzle out, because it's not going to get sorted until I do. All right, so I'm here to help you and stand with you, get very clear on your inherent worth, your purpose, your passion, your partnerships, and actually illuminate and inspire you to be courageous, because I am a courageous catalyst. Leo, chariot birth card, kind of is my purpose. I'm here for yours. So do click that if you like, yep, it's time to turn this shizzle around. And I will be back on Wednesday with, why intuitives, let me just get this back up a minute. Why intuitives struggle with overwhelm and comparisonitis. And I know that a few of you are really hot for that subject. So to make sure you don't miss it, turn on the notifications for your live notifications in order to make sure that you don't miss that one. That is Wednesday at 1 p.m. Why intuitives struggle with overwhelm and comparisonitis. I'm not going to leave you there and just tell you why, because awareness is only half the battle, right? We'll be looking at how you can actually turn that around so you clear out other people's stuff, outuition, yes, and come back into your stuff, intuition, your purpose. So here we go. I'm so excited for that, and have a wonderful, beautiful, lovely weekend. I think we've got another comment here, so I'm just going to check. Yes, don't edit is my journey right now. It's so tough after years, generations, and lifetimes of being taught to hide, silence, and hold back. Yes. And it's an intricate one. I really resonate with that, because I have learned that I will not edit when I should be editing, and I will edit when I shouldn't be editing. And so that's a little bit about what we've done on this live as well, is how to work out when to edit and when not to edit. But yeah, totally get that it's because of all of those years, as you say, with the generations and lifetimes of being taught to hide and put down and all of those times. So it's time to rise and shine, beautiful, gorgeous intuitives. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Do share if or tag someone if you know that actually they really could do with this, or it would be very helpful for them. And click the link to come through if you're like, yep, no, actually now's the time. I need to do something to sort this out for me. I'm here for you. You just have to come through on that link. Okay, take care. Have a great weekend and see you next week. Lots of love. Bye for now.